And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on the D&D Sports Network. My name is JJ Pruitt. I've got Chris Kidd and Dwayne Williams in the building with me. And this evening, we're going to be broadcasting the Logan Wildcats as they will be taking on the Chapmanville Tigers. And this evening's going to be some soccer for you guys to watch. And it's actually senior night for Chapmanville, so we're going to turn it over to the announcer and we're going to let him give some of these kids some shout outs.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome here to Chapmanville Regional High School tonight, where we are here for a soccer matchup this evening between the Logan Wildcats and the Chapmanville Tigers, as it is senior night here this evening in Chapmanville, where they're going to honor their six seniors coming onto the field here tonight. So let's listen into the pregame festivities here on senior night.
Katie wants to thank her coaches, teammates, and parents for pushing her to be the best of her ability. Ladies and gentlemen, number 6, Miss Katie Conley. Next up, we have senior number 1, Isabella Kirk. She's escorted by her parents, Anthony and Kayla. Isabella has been playing soccer for 13 years. Her other hobbies and interests include church, cross country, basketball, riding, shooting bows, and hanging out with her friends. Isabella's most enjoyable memory is making new friends and playing the sport she loves with her best friends on the Team K Kirk HHS at Yahoo, Emily and Tegan. After graduation, Izzy plans to go to college to pursue a degree in x-ray tech. Her advice to other players is no matter how hard it gets, always pray about it and continue to push. Always keep your head up even when things are hard. Isabella says that she would like to give a special thanks to her parents, grandparents, and all of her family and friends for always pushing her and cheering her on. She wants to thank the Lord for always being with her and giving her the opportunity to play the game that she loves. She wants to thank her past coaches for seeing what she could do and pushing her to do better. And a special shout out to Tim Mendez and Jay Trump for all they did for her. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for number 1, Isabella Kerr. Next up, we have senior number 15, Jacob Runyon. He's escorted by Wayne and Diana Runyon. Jacob has been playing soccer for 13 years. His other hobbies include video games and watching football with his buddies. Jacob's most enjoyable moment is Alan Akers making a full recovery and always showing up to every game. After graduation, Jacob would like to get his bachelor's degree in business administration while working with his dad doing insurance. His advice to other players is to play every game like it's your last, because within the blink of an eye, just like everything in life, it will eventually come to an end. Jacob would like to say, I want to thank the team who made me fall in love with the game of soccer. Tony Dean, thank you for what you've done for our community. Coal Diggers for life. Ladies and gentlemen, number 15, Jacob Runyon. Up next, we have senior number 5, Jonathan Surefoot Farrell. He's escorted by Regina and Alan Akers. John has been playing soccer for 11 years. His other hobbies include playing video games and listening to music. John's most enjoyable memory is a team party at Giovanni's after last season. And something he will always remember is Jackson Neal and Stephen Stowers would shout, "What are we doing?" anytime someone would make a mistake. After graduation, John would like to attend Marshall University to be a physical therapist. His advice to other players is to play your hardest always, because you'll be a senior soon. John would like to say thank you to his mama and papa for giving him the opportunity to play this sport. Coach Val and Coach Haley for going out of their way to coach us. And more importantly, he wants to thank God for everything. Ladies and gentlemen, number 5, Jonathan Surefoot Farrell. Next up, we have senior number 7, Emily Gilman. She's escorted by her parents, Steve and Mary Gilman. Emily has been playing soccer for 13 years. Some of her other hobbies include going to church, painting, and spending time with family and friends. Emily's most enjoyable moment is all the memories she shared over the years with her friends on the team. After graduation, Emily plans to go to college and pursue a career as a sonographer. Her advice to other players is to cherish every moment and enjoy the time you get to spend with your friends while you're on the field. Emily would like to say, she wants to thank her parents for always pushing me to do my best and cheering me on when no one else does. She wants to also thank her brother for getting her interested in soccer. Most importantly, she wants to thank God for for giving her the opportunity and ability to play the sport that she loves with her friends. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for number 7, Emily Gilman. All right, at this time, we'd also like to recognize 4 players from the Logan team. If you could make your way out. Mike Engvall, Braden Craddock, Bryson Ellis, and Hunter Wolford. I hope you young men and women have a great game tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the season thus far. Your life is just getting started. Trust God, put Him first, and just lead with Him. Enjoy your life. Do the best that you can in everything you put your heart to. And remember, Chapmanville is your home. This is your field. We are your family. Once a Tiger, always a Tiger. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger!
So those were the announcements of our senior class for Chapmanville and for Logan here on this senior night for the Chapmanville Tigers, getting ready for this soccer matchup between the 2 rivals. Chris Kidd and Dwayne Williams with you. J.J. Pruitt, our engineer. And, well, Dwayne, we're here for football tonight, just a different type of football here this evening that you and I not 100% used to, but we're going to give it to the old catcher's try here tonight.
Yeah, different type of spelling for football for us, football as they would say. But, hey, I'm ready for the challenge, Chris. Yeah, we've been together at the field here at Barker Stadium, but I'm excited to bring some coverage to these well-deserved soccer athletes.
Absolutely. Again, we have so many sports and so many kids around the school and athletes that oftentimes don't get as much attention as the other sports, and it's wonderful to get a chance to bring you some of the action here today from Chapmanville Regional High School. And we want to thank our sponsors for helping us bring you the action today. 304 Motorsports, Trend Services, Laser Dude, Chiefs Roadhouse, Domino Printing, Tug Valley Wellness Center, Markham Remora and Associates, LB&T Banking, Aracoma Drug Store, Missy Birchfield, State Farm Agent, PT12, Genmar, United Motorsports, Bronze Beauty, White Eye Care, Hill Chiropractic, Stereo Video Unlimited, L&A Lawn Care, and today's sponsor, Rebound Physical Therapy, helping us bring you all of the soccer action here tonight. And again, these 2 teams, I believe, played earlier this year as well, Dwayne, and it was a close contest. I believe Chapmanville came out on top 2-1 in that game earlier, and Chapmanville's put together a very solid season so far. Logan trying to get things together before tournament play starts here tonight. But this has been a much improved Chapmanville team coming in here from the last few seasons. Had a lot of success last year, and they've kept building on it so far.
Yeah, and it shows from this season. As we saw from the pregame festivities, they have a number of seniors. And I was looking up some stats, trying to prepare a little bit for this, and it looks like they're 7-1 on the year at home. So they definitely protect their home turf. And no matter what the sport, when you get a Chapmanville versus Logan matchup, it always will amp up the intensity, and even means more on senior night. So I'm anxious to see if Chapmanville can continue their winning ways on this season, or if Logan can continue to get on track here.
We're about 14 minutes away from first strike here from Chapmanville Regional High School, so Dwayne and I will step aside, and when we come back, we'll be ready to get things started here from Barker Stadium as you are watching Chapmanville and Logan soccer action right here on the D&D Sports Network. start coming onto the field. Welcome back, everybody, here to Barker Stadium. Chris Kidd with you, Dwayne Williams alongside me with J.J. Pruitt, our engineer, as players meeting at midfield right now. And as we said, Dwayne and I, maybe not the biggest soccer connoisseurs, but Dwayne did mess up and tell me that his daughter has played soccer quite a bit. So we have our expert in the booth tonight, Dwayne Williams, soccer aficionado.
Only if the bar is at an all-time low could you ever expect me to be an expert. But thanks to the Coalfield Youth Soccer here in our area, which does a great job with all the kids, I have a little bit of knowledge, so that might be a little bit dangerous tonight.
That's exactly what I told JJ last night. I said, I know enough to be dangerous. I said, that's probably maybe the best part we can be at. But if you know the sport more than we do and you want to sit around and laugh at us as we try and get our way through this, that's fine. But like we said, we love sports and we love being here to be able to bring this to you here tonight. So it's going to be fun. I've been to a few of the high school games myself over the years. Some of my tennis players played on the soccer team, and so I tried to come and support them whenever they played. But this is still a relatively new sport in our area. I mean, it's obviously one of the oldest sports that's been around, but we've only had it here in southern West Virginia maybe for about maybe a decade now, maybe less. And so this has started to grow a little bit quicker than I think a lot of people maybe thought in the Coalfield area. You're starting to see it more at the youth level now. You're starting to see it gain traction here in high school. And, you know, these sports are starting to become bigger known now in the area. So it has done a good job by the people that organize it to try and get word out about this sport, get kids involved in it, and I think you're starting to see a lot of enjoyment out of this from so many people.
Yeah, and it's great to see because when you think of southern West Virginia and the Coalfield, you don't automatically think of soccer, and you can relate that to the tennis programs you've built in the past. You don't think of those sports that are not the big three. Mm-hmm. So it's awesome that it's growing. It's awesome that D&D is able to bring some coverage, especially on a special night. We got a lot of family here in attendance. Hopefully some family can watch tonight for senior night. So all around, it's just so great to see this sport grow in our area.
And you look at the coaches on both sides. Assistant coach for Chapmanville is Haley Tuning. Head coach is Valerie Thompson. On the other side for Logan, coaches are Matt Ranson and Valnetta Ranson. On the Wildcat side, so both teams being introduced right now. We'll run through the rosters as well. Again, the seniors here tonight for Chapmanville. Jonathan Farrell also plays football for the Chapmanville Tigers as the kicker. Jacob Runyon, Emily Gilman, Isabella Kirk, Georgia Dalton, and Caitlin Conley, the 6 seniors here this evening. 4 juniors for Chapmanville are Aiden Rodigario, Cadence Duty, Fred Markham, Anthony Wiley. Sophomores are Lincoln Garton, Jackson Neal, Ryder Adams, Tegan Duty, and the freshmen, Caden Welch, Preston Rohr, Braden Hager, and Adric Rodigario, and also another sophomore got added to the roster later in the season, Kev Cannon. On the other side for Logan, again, we don't have the grade for everyone, but we have Mikey Engle, Bryson Ellis, Hunter Wolford, Braden Craddock, Eli Engle, Jacob Lett, C.J. Branham, Josh Runyon, Harrison Shanklin, Easton Craddock, A.J. Porter, Caden Goff, Zach Ellis, Seth Procopio, if I butchered that, I apologize, Christian Toppings, Amani Williams, and Gabe Stanley. So again, both teams almost finishing being introduced here. And again, it is a running clock for everyone that's unfamiliar. It's 40-minute halves on both sides. There's intermission at halftime so the players can get rested. But if you ever wonder if it looks like there's not a lot of action going on or nothing's happening or ball goes out of bounds, clock will continue to run. They will add on some extra time if need be at the end of each half to try and make up for that. But that'll be the scenario we work through as we're going through it. So maybe some of us are all learning together as we go through this tonight.
And a big thanks to super producer JJ. He actually, if you viewers are paying attention to the clock on your screen, he put a custom soccer scoreboard, so you will actually see the clock go in reverse. It'll start in 0 and work its way up to 40 minutes. That's the classic soccer scoreboard, so keep your eye on that and don't let that confuse you.
All right, we're going to step aside real quick for the playing of our national anthem, and when we come back, it'll be time for soccer here from Chapmanville Regional High School as you are watching live with us here on the D&D Sports Network.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you once again for this day. We thank you for the sport of soccer, Father, asking you to put your hand of safety upon each and every one of these players as they go on the field this evening, Lord, and give it their best with the ability that you and you alone have blessed them with. We love you, we thank you, and no matter the outcome, we give you all the honor and glory. For it's these favors that we ask in Jesus' name, and amen. All righty, let's get ready for some football. Yeah,
Encore.
right over. That's the only thing I'm not used to using my phone.
Encore. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd and Dwayne Williams with you. JJ Pruitt, our engineer, as national anthem has concluded, and we are set to take the field here for the kickoff here this evening. In Chapmanville coming in at 9-4-1, Logan at 2-6-1 on the season. And as Dwayne said, Chapmanville has been lethal here at home, 7-1 on this season. As these teams start to head towards tournament play here in the next couple of weeks, a big matchup to try and see if you can get a leg up on your rival. As it looks as if Logan will be set to kick off here, as Hunter Wolford will be the man to get things started as Chapmanville huddles up one more time. But yeah, again, if it was 2-1 in the first matchup between these two, Dwayne, again, you're looking at a very big defensive struggle on both sides. But we've seen Chapmanville explode for a lot of goals in several games this year too. So if the Tigers get out early, Logan's going to have some quick decisions to make to try and catch up in this game.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what adjustments they make if Chapmanville does start off fast. You don't know. There's so many different slight adjustments that's well above our heads when it comes to this game. So I'm always curious to see how they'll start and how they'll react to the other team if either one gets out to a quick start. And just by looking, you can tell that each team has a field full of athletes that can get the job done.
Yeah, so that was one of the best things about it whenever I was coaching tennis, is that most of my parents really didn't have much of a clue of what was going on. So it was hard to criticize. So at the same time, here tonight, if you're the coaches on both sides, it's going to be hard for us to criticize because we're not totally certain. So now working into Logan's zone right now, Chapmanville attacking is Aiden Rodigario pushing up the right side, puts it into the middle into the attack zone. Nice block by Logan to clear it, as Chapmanville still trying to push, as you see them attacking up the middle right now. And saving it in the zone was Jackson Neal, now deflected away by Logan. And again, out of bounds are the yellow lines on the bottom side, so not over in the white area like in a football game normally. That's coming back into the middle.
Hager with a good job there, fighting off two defenders to keep it on Chapmanville's side here. And you saw the attempted shot already by Rodigario. Like, he leads this team with goals, and he's all over the place, seems like, for this Chapmanville team.
Right now they're living in Logan's zone as looking to get it inside. Now they go back to the center, trying to cut in. Nice deflection by Logan, able to clear it out. And now we're going to get a tackle here, it looks like, against Logan.
Great patience by Chapmanville in the zone. I imagine that's so much harder to do than what it looks like, to be that patient with the ball with everybody coming at it. So Chapmanville with the free kick here.
They'll line it up from the 20-yard line. It'll be Jacob Runyon. Try and kick it into play here as Chapmanville trying to position players beyond the wall Logan has set up around the goal. This one sent in deep, high, and nice save by Engel.
Nice save. Perfect touch on that ball. Great save by the goalie.
Yeah, that was a perfect jump by Mikey Engel. If he'd jumped for that a little bit sooner, that could have been trouble for Logan. Now here they come attacking on the other end, breaking into the zone, and a tackle from behind. They say clean tackle, and now Logan keeps it in off a deflection as Chapmanville trying to clear over on the near side, able to save it inside is Braden Craddock. He'll take a shot on goal and misses just wide of the mark.
What physical action already. You see there what a great outlet pass, way they got down there in the zone immediately. And number 5, Craddock there with a couple opportunities. I didn't know whether or not was going to get a penalty there, but it was close. Good physical play. I think good no call and already some good action.
Yeah, again, if you can tackle properly, then you're not going to get the call. It looked like a clean tackle for Chapmanville on that play, but Craddock did a great job staying with it after the fact and nearly getting a chance for Logan get the first goal on the board as Chapmanville loses it out of bounds on the far side, so Logan will have it in Chapmanville territory here.
Chapmanville looking to set up their defense.
Logan will throw it in.
Deep throw in.
Yeah, it was a strong throw right
dangerous.
to the middle, and goal for Logan to break on top early.
What a throw in. We commented how deep that was, and wow, it ended up absolutely perfect with the early strike.
Jacob Lett, the man who puts it in. A great throw in, set that up. It got beyond the Chapmanville defense. And the Wildcats, what they really needed to do right off the bat in this game, Dwayne, jump on top early and put some pressure on this Chapmanville team.
Yeah, we talked about Chapmanville possibly starting early. The complete opposite happened. So there we go. We like we said, we gave you a fair warning when we came on the air. But let's see how Chapmanville reacts. They're a very aggressive team anyway, so I think they'll amp this up to try to get this game back to even.
Guerrero gives it off, now gets it back. Chapmanville going quickly here. Nice stop on the far side by Logan as it'll be a throw in for Chapmanville now. We're about 3.5 minutes into the first half. Logan breaks on top quickly with the goal by Lett. So it'll be a throw in for the Tigers.
And I apologize, I did not get the number of the player who threw that ball in on that goal, which was a fantastic, unorthodox bounce. But I think that was definitely on purpose. That was where he was aiming, and it worked out perfect for him.
That is. That's one of those, you're Kevin Gertz. You might start looking around for maybe some baseball options here, maybe come spring on that end. Now it looks like the official has a yellow card out. So, yeah, it's going to be against Chapmanville as they're going to get it on Aiden Rodigario. Apparently had a bracelet on that was not permitted. So that'll be a yellow card. Yellow card is the warning. Red card means you're gone. So one more, and that'll be all she wrote for Rodigario. Is a good chance there for Chapmanville. Sells just over top of the goal post.
Looked like Runyon again with a decent opportunity there. And he seems to be very consistent with this team. He's third on the team in goals, third on the team in assists, so always right there in the middle of the attacking action.
Again, you'll probably see a lot of similar players getting those chances here tonight. But that's the thing about soccer. It's such a complementary sport. Everybody needs to play their spot, play their position a lot like American football. Into the middle comes Chapmanville now trying to press, but Logan able to deflect it out of the area. It's a good job that time. Able to break that up was Eli Engel. And now hard tackle right in the middle of the field, and that's going to draw a whistle against Logan. It looks like they got number 12 on that for the Wildcats, Christian Toppings.
Christian Topping, very aggressive player. I got to watch him all last year when he played middle school for West Logan Christian Academy. Very aggressive, not afraid to get in there, and just a tad bit late there. But I'm sure the coaches, they like that aggressiveness there, especially trying to get that ball back on your side.
And I think Chapmanville went too quick on that kick attempt before everyone was set, and they were offside, so Logan will get it back now, leading it 1-0. So they'll send it deep into the Chapmanville zone, deflect it away. Chapmanville will retake possession. Coming back near side. This one could get out of bounds, trying to save it, but it'll get out of bounds on the Chapmanville side. Now Logan will take over. So look to throw it in. Again, another long throw in here, trying to set up another scoring opportunity, deflected away against Bryson Ellis, who may be the trigger man, throwing the ball in for Logan. So they'll send it back in deep into the Chapmanville territory. And again, this is really part of the game right here, just trying to add pressure over and over again, just consistently. Eventually the defense starts to break down whenever you start to see just chance after chance.
Yeah, that's the key, is just constant pressure, keeping it up. Something will eventually break. You're constantly waiting for your defense opponent to make a mistake, and we've got an attack here going now.
Good job getting into the Logan zone, cut off nicely along the right side, and that'll be kicked out of bounds. Good defense by Logan that time. Was able to wrestle that away was Josh Runyon. Now they'll throw it in. Runyon heads it away. Now he looks to try and take over possession. He may have saved that, and he did.
Runyon's been very busy. They've been attacking that right side on the offensive side, left side of defense, and Runyon's been involved and doing a great job by keeping the shots at bay right now.
Now Logan will send it deep into the Chapmanville zone. A little one-on-one opportunity here on the left side as Logan tries to save it, but that'll go out of bounds over to Chapmanville.
Logan just keeping that pressure, whether it's from short or from distance. They just want to keep that ball and see what can happen, because when that ball's kicked that deep, you can see their strikers, motoring, trying to get down there and make something happen. One misplay by the Chapmanville defense, and you got a one-on-one opportunity. And
again, that's something Logan's done tonight, maybe taking Chapmanville by surprise as the fans in the crowd get a chance to get in on the action.
The guy in the camouflage hat made a great attempted save there.
I'd love if he got up and tried to deliver a header right back into play.
No, we don't want any fans in a concussion protocol in the first half. Maybe second half to amp things up, but not this early.
That's what I told somebody. It's like, do you ever play soccer? I said, I was dominating in gym class back in the day, back in grade school. I could tear it up against everybody else, but I don't think I could take this physicality anymore. As Neal heads one away and out of bounds, it'll stay with Logan.
That they definitely like the long throw-ins.
Now it'll be Craddock to fire it in. They'll work it into the middle. Big contact there, and we're going to get a whistle against Chapmanville as Adric Rodigario going to be whistled.
Yeah, just a touch late, trying to stop the action. Logan going to reset here.
Now Craddock will have a long kick, sends it over towards the right post, and just too long. Again, tried to bend that in on the far post or set up a header for Logan.
It looked good for a moment. Not a nice shot. I don't think we can give him 3 for going through the goalpost there, but that's maybe the next time we call, we'll see a field goal.
I told you, it's like whenever you hit a 7-iron into the green, you think, oh, that's going to draw back, and then nope, did not. It's in the water, excuse me.
Good effort there by Fred Markham touching that out, keeping the ball alive for Chapmanville. Chapmanville's defense is just as aggressive as this Logan offense, so it's kind of a stalemate when they get down there with even numbers. They're just looking for an advantage, just like basketball. Either way, you want to look for that fast break opportunity.
And Chapmanville kind of owned the pressure in the first 2 minutes of the game, but Logan has pretty well dominated possession here in the last 6 or 7 minutes. Chapmanville trying to reestablish control of this contest at the moment as they trail it 1-0. So throw in, gets over top of the head of one Chapmanville player, now being able to retrieve near the 35 as they push it into the zone on the right side, but offsides for Chapmanville, and it'll give it back to Logan.
Yeah, there's that aggressiveness. They're looking for an opportunity there. Nice touch ahead there by, I think that was Farrell touching that ahead up to number 10, Rodigario, and just a bit offsides there.
Now Logan take over deep in their own territory. So they'll just send this up the middle of the field. Is Chapmanville able to take possession back? Right in the middle, able to save it. Now they swing it over near side for Rodigario. Sends it back into the middle. Chapmanville looking for an opportunity here as they've got one shot on goal thus far here in the first half.
Nice pass.
Yeah, right into the middle now. They can do some damage here, but Logan, good job once again on the interior of their defense, able to get it away. Chapmanville still has it, and a nice deflection once again. That'll go out of bounds, and once again, that's Runyon in on the defensive stop.
Runyon continues to be busy, and that motor's going every single second of this game so far.
That ball going to be deflected behind the goal post and out of bounds, so Logan will take over. And we're about 10 minutes deep into this first half now. As Jacob Lett has the only goal of the game thus far on either side. This one sent upfield. Rodigario able to head it back into the Logan zone.
This could work out for Chapmanville. A little unexpected turnover there real quickly in their own zone.
Now they work it back on the right side. Good run here into the corner, trying to set things up. Able to get by one Logan defender, but not two. Chapmanville still able to keep it into the zone right here, but Logan trying to clear and finally does. So again, good defense by Logan thus far as Chapmanville now getting more and more aggressive.
You got to wonder if Chapmanville's going to try the left side of the field there. They've been primarily on this right side, right corner, and Runyon and company's done a great job so far. Another long throw in.
Yeah, Logan tried to surprise attack that time as Chapmanville was a little late getting back on defense. Able to head it away, and now the ball being fought for on the near side, and that'll be out of bounds.
Runyon just physical everywhere, just doing what he can do. I love it.
Again, those are the energy players you love to have. Again, sports like this, basketball, I mean, you need those type of players that are going to hustle, break up balls, grab rebounds or so in basketball, take charges. I mean, those are the dirty work players that really make the team go.
That's what really completes a team, and everybody loves to have teammates like that.
Now here comes Chapmanville once again. Nice work inside as they work it over towards the right. Back into the middle. Nobody there, though, for Chapmanville. Yeah, it looked like he wanted to try and fit it in there to Aiden Rodriguero, but just a little out of his grasp. Now Adric Rodriguero works back in, gets by one defender, tries to sidestep another. Back into the middle now. Left foot on it, but right into the midst of Engel, who makes the stop.
The double combo there by Rodriguero players. Good effort there with the left foot, but the goalkeeper was right there waiting on it. A lot of traffic there in the middle, and Logan once again does a good job to muck things up in the middle.
Again, that was a good rush by Chapmanville, and now Logan trying to do the same on this possession as they work it back into the middle now. Brief opportunity spoiled by Chapmanville. As the goalie almost got himself into trouble that time for Chapmanville.
I think the goalie thought he was getting, and the player took it from his grasp. I think what you always want to do, you want your goalie to grab that, but Chapmanville on the attack immediately after that.
Now here comes Chapmanville back the other way after that brief scare for them as they work it in the middle, deflected away by Logan. As they work it back out towards midfield.
Good effort there by Runyon. He was looking ahead, just stolen to the last second. Chapmanville keeps it on their own end. Logan battling. Oh, two players go down.
Yeah, again, that may have been a tackle against Logan that time. Gone awry as hitting the deck for Chapmanville was Preston Rohr.
Good mutual battle there for the ball.
Yeah, those are those little scrums that a lot of people don't think about whenever they think about soccer. Again, this game's a lot more physical than people who have not played it before would ever know.
Yeah, that's the incorrect stereotype, and it's kind of in our area too, where it wasn't here when we were growing up. And
Oh, good pass in, almost a chance for Chapmanville. As ball still loose, and Mikey Engel just goes out and takes charge of it and takes it away.
Good attack there by Chapmanville. But, yeah, unfortunately, soccer has that misnomer of not being a physical sport. I think it actually leads for concussions in all high school sports across the nation. But I can just tell even from the middle school level, from, having a daughter that plays goalie, and she's constantly, bruised. And then the midfielders and defenders, the strikers get all the love and all the scoring. But like you said, every player has to do their job. And a lot of the physicality comes in the middle part of the field, battling over possession.
So I said being midfielder and defender, I said those are positions you love to be in if you like contact.
Absolutely. Nice pass.
Yeah, that was nicely fit in over to Rodriguero. So work it into the middle. Nobody there for Chapmanville. But once again, forcing Logan to defend right now, but Logan's done an excellent job thus far of defending. So they work it back up. Ryder Adkins deflects it back onto the Logan side of the 50 as now Craddock takes it away. So he'll send it deep downfield. Markham trying to catch up to it first for Chapmanville as Logan on the attack, but Markham able to take it away. Now they'll send it back upfield. And again, you do start to see some fatigue set in.
Yes.
As the half goes along. I mean, it's just nonstop running.
It's nonstop, especially when you're constantly attacking. And both teams have kind of been busy, so you can understand why some fatigue's already showing up.
I was going to say, talking about me trying to move stuff into an apartment, I've got winded going up a flight of stairs. So I can only imagine what this is like. Dwayne and I need the gas mask and everything down there.
We just walk up to the press box and shoo.
After 2 minutes, just be like, what, I just need a nap right now. It's fine.
So you definitely won't hear us criticizing these athletes because we know our place.
Yeah, I was going to say, even 30 years ago, I don't think I'd have much room to say anything. So work it in near side. It's Rodriguero gets it back. Waiting patiently here. Again, Logan stacking inside. Now sends it far side. Nicely knocked away
middle.
There. Oh, nicely recovered by Chapmanville in the middle as Emily Gilman got her legs on it to keep it inside. Now Chapmanville trying to scrum forward on the far end. See if they can set up an opportunity into the middle.
Runyon.
Long strike. Oh, off the post.
Crossbar.
Oh, what excellent kick by Runyon. Nearly found its way in. And just off the post.
Markham saves it before it goes out, keeps it on Chapmanville's side. What a missile shot by Runyon. He's been so active this half. No wonder he's all over the stat sheet on the season.
Yeah, that was an impressive attempt from a good 30 yards away that time. It nearly found its way home for an even game.
Nice job by Jackson Neal coming up and keeping that from the midfield position and keeping this ball in the zone for Chapmanville.
Yes, we've seen both sides have their moments here in the first half, and now Rodigario trying to get inside. Sends it over near side. Now
Nice touch.
Oh, and Runyon just lost it off his right foot that time. Excellent setup by Chapmanville, but that one goes awry.
Now, we've talked about constantly keeping pressure and something's going to break through. You can almost see it coming with this attack from Chapmanville. We've seen some awesome passing opportunities, awesome shots there, and just a bit off. I think if they can keep this attack up, they can draw even before half.
And that's the good thing about knowing a lot of sports and maybe not being familiar with some. If you've watched enough sports, you can just sense some things that's happening.
That's why I will always speak up when people say momentum's not a real thing. I was like, well, you don't know, you don't watch sports, you don't care about sports, because it definitely is.
It is. I absolutely agree with that. I said you can just feel it in the air sometimes, and you just know some things are about to go really good or really bad, depending on which side you're on.
It's almost you can feel the tension from the defense, you can feel the excitement from the offense, you can feel it building amongst the crowd, and I think that's why we all love sports so much.
Absolutely. It's still 1-0 in favor of Logan, as Jacob Lett has the only goal thus far in the game off a throw-in.
Chapmanville's kind of taken over the time of possession here in the later parts.
Yeah, again, strong tackle on the far side.
Tackle.
Yeah, they're going to get a whistle there against Craddock. But yeah, it went through the phase there. First couple of minutes were all Chapmanville. Then Logan took over for the next 7-8 minutes, and now the last 7-8 minutes have belonged to Chapmanville.
It seems like they did bring their midfield up a bit. I've seen more action from Jackson Neal coming up from midfield up, a little bit more activity there.
Ooh.
Nice try.
Again, it's, I believe, Runyon again who sent that in, putting pressure on Engel. As he'll send it away. And again, Engel's done an excellent job here in the first half. He's been under some duress, and he's come up with saves whenever he's had to.
Absolutely. He's made some nice kicks and outlet passes, too, to get the break started.
Now inside, Farrell trying to get to it just over his head. Gilman tries to save it. Now Rodigario sends it in off the face of a defender. Is Runyon able to take that in stride? So send it back upfield. Now Logan in attack mode. They send it upfield.
Topping, touching it through. Who's going to get there?
Nicely done by Welch to clear that out of there. Again, just a freshman in at goalie for Chapmanville.
Header by Topping. Back another header by the Tigers. Not sure the number there.
That was some nice back and forth action. Now Logan finally takes control of it. So bring it in. Nice stop and go that time. That's Lett trying to get inside but deflected away. Now race for the ball to the corner as Craddock tries to save it. Let's see who they call it out on.
We've called out Runyon on Chapmanville for being so active. Craddock has been the same for the Wildcats. He's been everywhere on this end of the field. Yeah, that's a play he could easily given up on, and that was just one of those hustle plays that kept the ball down here in their zone. Yeah,
because like you said, Chapmanville's sneaking some players up right now. I think it shows the trust they have and people like Markham and their defenders on the way back, along with their speed, to be able to get back if need be and help the keeper.
That might be the little adjustment they made to be a bit more aggressive earlier than usual, being down 1-0.
Now Caitlin Conley will check into the game for Chapmanville as Isabella Kirk will head over to get a breather.
Isabella Kirk, nice job down here in the zone, keeping it alive a few times.
Now stolen into the Chapmanville zone, but deflected away and out of bounds. So it'll stay here with Logan.
As we saw, they were dangerous on their throw-in for the only goal scored. So let's see what kind of formation they get here. So been successful so far. Chapmanville lining up, directed by the goalie.
Logan getting everyone set up. Now they'll throw it in. They'll go short instead. Rodigario intercepts it.
Nice touch.
Now here comes Chapmanville with an opportunity here. Off of the turnover. They work it upfield, but a pass that goes awry, taken by Logan. They work it back into the zone as Logan with an opportunity here if they can catch up to this before it gets out of bounds, but just barely clears the yellow line.
Yeah, they were looking for some mismatch there. Obviously the reason he was hustling to get that because that could have been dangerous for the Tigers.
This is the other thing I love about soccer. Just ball goes out of bounds, you got another ball ready to go immediately.
Yeah.
There's no chance to take a break.
You got to love the kids on the sideline who's keeping up with this and giving it back to him quick. Nice touch.
All right, into the middle and just off the leg of Chapmanville. They save the possession, though, as they send it out. There's Craddock once again able to deflect it away and spoils another opportunity.
when you have these guys attacking, you have Rogerio, you have Runyon, you have Farrell. Like, there's talent all over this field, and you can see with some of these passing, even long distance passing, right on target.
A little over halfway into this first half now. Again, Logan leading this rivalry matchup 1-0. So they'll send it in. Runyon throws it into the middle of the zone. Engel comes up and takes charge.
Nice communication there by the goalie to wave his defender off so he could get the catch in there and boot it to midfield.
Well, I tell you, that's a strong leg by Engel.
Yes.
He sent that a good 60 yards in the air.
That's such an advantage to do because you immediately get it on their side of the field, and obviously they're used to doing that because they are ready to handle it as soon as they get the pass.
Chapmanville coming back the other way, trying to attack here right into the middle. Gilman, pass back over left side for Runyon, back into the middle and a little too far. And that'll be another chance for Logan to keep Chapmanville off the board here in the first half.
Nice play there by Gilman to give him an opportunity at that shot. And once again, Chapmanville's just a bit off, but they keep attacking. Chipping away. We've heard football coaches and other coaches talk about, keep chipping away at the wood, and that's, lumberjack, all this talk, and that's the way you do it. Just chip away, and the tree will finally fall.
Yeah, and again, Gilman, she's been associated with Austin Atkins, the football team, for the last couple of years, and I tell you what, she might be a better athlete at this point, Austin. I don't know what to tell you.
It's 50-50. I just saw him a few minutes ago. I should have reminded him of that. So.
Yeah, I had both of them in class last year. It was fun having them. She'll still come by and tell me hi every morning. I was like, I'm glad somebody wants to say hi. They'll work inside. Chance here off the side of the post. And out of bounds is once again Chapmanville pushing and pressing the issue, but coming up empty.
Once again, great footwork, great speed, and just a bit off by Rogerio there. You can see why he leads this team, in goals. He's constantly putting that pressure and just to the right of that outpost. But this goalie's doing a great job of kind of shielding some of these shots away and making it a tough shot to even begin with. Turnover.
There's a chance for Chapmanville. Rogerio with the left foot puts it in, and we're all tied with 17:21 left in the first half.
We said it was coming, Chris, and we were just talking about his ball handling skills, his shot skills, and an unfortunate turnover there, an immediate goal.
Aiden Rogerio, the junior, able to pump it in and tie this game up now at a goal apiece. So this has been some high action in the first half off both sides, but now Logan needs to try and find some energy here, as they've definitely been on the defensive for about the last 15 minutes after they were able to strike first. So again, Logan's going to have to find a second gear here, try and get some momentum back at the end of this first half.
Yeah, you can't ask for more, Chris. Got first half all tied up, rivalry game, senior night, off to a good start here for the fans.
Back out towards midfield, being fought for as taken away by Logan as Wolford will send it in deep. Knocked away by Markham as he'll punt it 30, 40 yards in the air. Took out a drone almost. This ball loose in the middle of the Logan zone and now going to be knocked away as Welch slides to make the stop.
Nice heads-up play by Welch. Sometimes the goalie can get caught sleeping back there, not coming up quick enough, but it's always better to let your goalie get that and control the outlet pass and get your attack going.
And again, Welch just a freshman. They lost a great senior goaltender, Steven Stowers. Last year was one of the top 10 goalkeepers in the state. As into the middle, Runyon chance, and Engel there this time for the stop.
Nice stop by the goalkeeper there. Another good attack by Rogerio and company. They're always on the attack. They've seen something to this right side, I think, 'cause maybe that's what they typically do, because obviously that's where he's lined up on the right side, and they constantly attacking that side.
That one goes off the head of Markham and out of bounds, so Logan will have a throw in.
We spoke of momentum earlier, and it's definitely on the Tigers' side now. Not only the fact they tied it up, the fact of how they're keeping the ball, how they're keeping possession on their end of the field, which in turn puts more pressure on Logan. They're getting fewer opportunities, so they got to make the most of them.
Again, Logan doing a good job taking their time on these throw-ins, just catching their breath, trying to set
headed by
things up.
Topping.
Ooh, and nicely saved by Welch on the far side. Now Chapmanville trying to attack quickly on the other end. So Logan had a lot of their players up that time. Get it into the middle for Runyon. Here he comes. Runyon.
Nice through.
Oh, and almost snuck through to Rogerio. Good defensive play by Runyon to clear that out.
There's that strategy. He had to hold up a little bit to keep from being offside, and a heads-up play by the defense.
Now Runyon thinks about it. He'll send it in on the left side and nearly off the foot of Farrell and in, but good job and good attack again by Chapmanville.
Such a beautiful pass.
Keep it up, guys.
15 minutes to play here in this first half. 1-1 our score. Again, Jacob Lett with the goal for Logan. Aiden Rodriguez the goal for Chapmanville to even things up. Now Conley able to take it away. Here comes Chapmanville once more. So they give it over to Aiden Rodriguez. He waits, goes back to Runyon, back to Rodriguez. Nice job shifting into the middle. Sidesteps, trying to cut through several defenders, and finally Logan able to cut him off. As here come the Wildcats back.
Nice play there. Nice play by Adric Rodriguez.
Chapmanville just persistently keeping this in the Logan zone right now. Adric Rodriguez into the middle, trying to set it up. Nice little slide pass, but nicely defended by Logan again. They try to clear, and it goes back to England. He'll settle things down now. As Ingles sends it back towards midfield off the leg of Markham, so that'll be a throw in for Logan.
A little bit of a misplay there by Markham. He was there in the right territory. The ball had a nice spin on there, and unfortunately gives Logan some much-needed yardage to get down there on their attacking end.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, if Fred Markham does something good tonight, I'm not giving him any praise. Again, after I did during basketball a few years ago, and he decided to say what he said to me, no way.
So I have to be on his calls.
Yeah, you're going to have to announce it if Fred does something good. No, I love Fred. It's now Logan working back in. Oh, good double. Oh, it goes off the defender's glove and just out of bounds. Woo-hoo-hoo. That adds some funky backspin on that, Dwayne.
Crazy spin, some deflections, and it bounces normal. Then all of a sudden it sped up about 300 times the normal speed over the keeper's outreach hands. So I'm sure he's just glad that no goal was given up, but what an exciting play there you did not expect.
You know, Caden Welch's heart stopped once that got over his head. Good send in that time, but a good deflection by Chapmanville.
I guess I'll say it, Fred Markham with that deflection, so you don't have to.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see it that way, but it's like I said, I love Fred. Fred played tennis for me for a lot of years. He's a good guy. They go back into the middle for Runyon. Runyon pushes it up the right side.
Nice play.
Rodriguez waits.
Here's the danger zone.
Ooh, good defense that time. Able to knock that away. That may have been Runyon once again. That's a tough spot to be in one-on-one with one of the Rodriguez.
One-on-one, and Runyon has, he has held his weight against a crazy good attack, so big shout-out to him.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. My ankles would have been shattered about 4 or 5 different times on that. I
would have been a victim of the crowd pointing and dancing and celebrating somebody breaking my ankles. So
it is. It takes a lot of athleticism, a lot of discipline to stay in front of the ball like that if you're Runyon. This one headed back in. Looked like it went off the top of his hair that time instead, but it's kicked out of bounds. And that one might make it all the way into the street of Crawley Creek. Let's see. Looks like we're just going to stop shy over there.
Just shy.
So thankfully it'll stay out of traffic as it rolls back down. But now Chapmanville with a throw in. So we're all even at 1 apiece here. Chapmanville looking to try and get their 10th win of the season here tonight. They throw it in for Jackson Neal.
Nice header by Jackson.
Oh, really good as Dalton almost had an opportunity, but Logan able to clear it.
Uh-oh.
Now
here's the speed of Craddock.
Oh, he breaks through now. Here comes Craddock right up the middle. Chance here for him, but what a kick away and what a nice defensive play by Chapmanville as Ryder Adams was the one there to deflect that away.
That's when you become the goalie's best friend. When you hustle like that to stop that attack, great play by Adams.
I don't know how Adams was able to get that away from him, but that was a great job by him, able to sneak his foot in and get it away from Craddock. Now over to Rodriguez. Here he comes again as he falls down into the middle. But now back to Aiden Rodriguez. Side steps, trying to set up that left foot, but Logan takes it away from him.
Great patience there.
Now they give it back out. Waiting. Sends it in on the far side. And there's Engel with another stop. Has to get back on top of it and just does.
Cannot tell who took that shot there. It was a nice effort.
Yeah, I was going to say, it may have been 5, so it may have been Caitlin Conley or Jonathan Farrell. So I think it was Farrell who took that shot. Logan will send it up field. Adams giving chase to it. Fighting here as he's able to send it back out. Logan keeps it in for the time being. But
nice
now
play by Neal.
And Neal able to deflect that away. And now here comes Chapmanville. Adric Rodriguez sets it up, goes for the long drive, and Engel able to knock it off his chest, but almost lost it right over to Farrell.
Great job again by the keeper, and those rebound shots are dangerous. And Farrell did exactly what he was supposed to do, supposed to keep following that shot. Yeah, I've heard the youth coaches scream that at Coalfield for years, and that holds true right there. So he definitely remembered his fundamentals there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You just want to send one in. Sometimes you might get that deflection. You may get somebody napping. I said it's a lot like in high school baseball. Put the ball in play, make somebody make a defensive stop. They send it in deep as Adams smartly just sends it over into the corner, that time with a couple of Logan defenders pursuing.
Yeah, sometimes if you're not used to watching soccer, if the ball gets back there and it's in danger zone, a lot of times it's the safest play for the defense just to kick out of bounds, reset your defense, be ready for the corner kick.
Yeah, it's just one of those live to fight another day instead of trying to make a hero play, as Adams really didn't have much he could do there except send it back to the goalkeeper, which would be even more dangerous, so just sends it out. But now Logan with a corner kick. They'll set it up on the far side. They'll just send it back into the middle. It's Wolford. Takes it over, looks, sends it back over far side. Logan trying to find an advance here. They haven't had a shot on goal in a while. So Rodriguez able to clear it out as Georgia Dalton sends it upfield.
Nice pass ahead by Dalton.
Trying to find Rodriguez and a good defensive stop there by Eli Engel. So he'll send it up ahead. As Chapmanville loses it, now here comes Logan once again up the near side. Not a whole lot of real estate to work with for Led as it's taken away. Good stop that time by Chapmanville as Preston Rohr able to get it out.
Rohr did a great job there. He was kind of singled out here all by himself over here, and great footwork to keep the ball in front of him.
Down to 8.5 minutes to play in the first half. 1-1 our score. It's Logan coming in 2-6-1 on the year, but right now tied up here with Chapmanville, who's looking for their 10th win on the year. That'll be headed out by Rohr, and now here comes Chapmanville as Runyon in the middle. Circles it back out. Now they send it ahead. Good block by Wolford. They look to get it back into the center, and that one's kicked away by Adams. So Rodriguez able to control it. And now just trying to find an opening here as Rodriguez waits, sends it to Adric Rodriguez.
Nice touch, Scott Dalton in the middle if they can get there.
Oh, good job there again by Eli Engel. Just sends it out of bounds once he saw the threat coming.
Their threat is so organized, and it's good to see that because saw the ball go to the corner. Georgia Dalton makes a sprint down the middle, there for the pass if it was there. Textbook attack.
And again, you see these teams so much more technically sound now than it was, maybe 5-10 years ago. I came to a couple games then. It was definitely like watching a lot of kids just run around on the field trying to find the ball.
Yes, and that is such a good point because as little as 5 years ago, you're exactly right. And now the skill level, that just shows you, a big shout out to all the youth coaches and youth leagues and middle school and high school coaches. You can tell some attention's been paid to it.
Rodriguez works it into the middle. Waits, now sends it to Runyon, and he sends it high over the crossbar. And it'll be Logan ball as Engel will send it in.
You made the point a few moments ago, Chris, that Chapmanville has taken full control of this possession-wise. It's been quite a few minutes since Logan's had any kind of reasonable attack or any kind of shots on goal, and the more pressure, as you can see, Chapmanville keeps putting on. The goalie and the defense can only hold out for so long.
Now here comes Aiden Rodriguez into the middle, waiting. Now gets to the right side, tries to cut back left.
Nice.
Sends it back out. Adric Rodriguez takes a long strike and gets through!
Had to get one in, Chris.
2-1 Chapmanville as Adric Rodriguez. That one just took a funky hop on Engel right at the goal, but that's why you put balls on the goalkeeper, just like in hockey you put shots on goal, trying to get something to spring loose, and eventually did that. I was about to make that comparison, this in hockey, somewhat similar in that.
Absolutely. You stay on your zone, your attacking end, something's going to break free, and I'm pretty sure that was a left kick. That was that gives that such different spin. Not to throw it back to football, but for one example, like Bill Belichick always drafted a left-footed punter because of the different spin that makes it harder to catch than you're used to. So that could have been a little bit of that weird bounce that gave the goalie. But like we said just before that, a goalie in defense can only hold up so much when you're constantly attacking.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about it. I said this just reminds you a lot about hockey whenever you just feel the pressure being applied by one team.
Yes.
And maybe they don't have the goal to show for it, but you do. You just feel like the dam is going to break at some point. So now we get a penalty here. Looks like against Chapmanville. So now Logan's going to have to change things up a little bit. Again, they did very well defensively for about the first 20 minutes of this half, and it's just started to break down a little bit here in the last couple of minutes, allow Chapmanville to gain the lead. But Chapmanville looking to continue to attack. Here's Kirk. We'll send it upfield. Chapmanville would like to get another goal here before halftime to give themselves a little breathing room. Logan trying to bring this back to all square in the last 5.5 minutes. They work into the middle. Cutting upfield. Here comes Farrell, sends it up. Dalton trying to give chase to it as the Ingles will both get there first, though. And Mikey Ingles had a very active first half in goal for Logan.
Yeah, don't let the score, the fact that, two scores, look bad on the defense or the goal. They faced a lot of great shots and opportunities, so they have stood pretty tall.
I agree. Again, with the amount of pressure Chapmanville's put on here in the last 20 or so minutes, again, it makes it really difficult to try and keep your head in the game, especially whenever you're just defending.
And that's what you call playing every single inch of the field, the back corner, behind the goal. Both teams showing that effort. You got to love it.
Runyon, good push into the middle. Now here comes Aiden Rodriguez looking for his second goal perhaps. Sets it up, cuts back,
Wow.
looking for an opening and sends it just wide. Wow, what a move by Aiden Rodriguez, though.
The ball handling, the patience, the striking was no, like I keep going back to it, but it's no wonder he leads the team in goals. You can see the constant pressure. His teammates do a great job getting it to him. Full team effort, but you can hear the gas from the crowd even when he's doing some of these moves. So you got to appreciate that. And that goes back to you talking about the increased skill level of the Logan County players.
It is. It's just such great ball control by Rodriguez. It makes it so difficult on the defenders to just stay with him. You start to see some hands-on heads here for Logan now as they're trying to get to the end of this half.
Yeah, they've got to be a bit deflated. They started off strong with the lead. Chapmanville comes roaring back, no pun intended, and also controlling the ball so much. So you see the hands-on head.
And now chance Georgia. Dalton off the post. Oh, as Chapmanville once again hits the post, as that's the second time this half.
Great pass. Georgia Dalton ready for it. Great kick. Just hits the left post. Unlucky break there for Dalton and the Tigers.
And again, Georgia, she's got a good sports family as well. Her sister Piper played tennis for us for a couple of years. She won a regional championship in tennis, and Georgia's been right there in soccer the whole way.
Yeah, I remember her from 4 and 5 years old, watching her play alongside my kids in Coalfield. So it's great to see her here on senior night. Would have been so great to see her score one there on her senior night here at Chapmanville.
This one sent all the way in. Markham giving a dead sprint to it, trying to save it, and there's that speed of Fred Markham.
100%. Now he's got to clear it to get out of danger. Nice hustle play.
Yeah, that took away an opportunity for Logan to try and set something up deep in the Chapmanville zone.
One thing the Tigers cannot do is fall asleep here in the last few minutes of the half and give up an easy one.
Logan will throw in. This is about the same spot they threw it in from whenever they scored their only goal of the half with Led. Able to get it on the backside. They'll throw it into the middle, though, this time for Wolford.
Here comes the Chapmanville attack.
Chapmanville didn't stay back. They just attacked the ball immediately. And now the Tigers with a chance coming back the other way as Dalton pushing up the field. Gives it back into the middle for Runyon.
Nice touch through.
Oh, as Rodriguez gives chase. Good knock away. Deep in the zone there by Eli Engel once again.
Nice hustle play there because the perfect pass to pass through. Good angle coming in. Defender never gave up. Actually turned it up a notch and got the save.
I should say, actually, it was Josh Runyon. Again, Runyon and Engel have been so key on the defensive side for Logan.
We have called Runyon's name so many times. Those guys are solid.
Now under 2 minutes to go in the half. Chapmanville trying to find another one. Oh! What a save by Mikey Engel.
The goalkeeper with a one-handed diving save, deflecting it over top of the goal. Once again, showing his worth back there under constant attack, constant pressure.
Man, he did. He just got enough of that, climbed the ladder and knocked that away, or else that would have been another goal for Chapmanville. 2-1. Runyon loses it on the near side. Good defense by Wolford.
See if the Wildcats can do something in the last minute, just over a minute.
As Neal fell over himself that time getting it out of the zone.
Turf Monster gets all of us at some point.
I agree. I'm one of those people, I fall just walking into the kitchen at the house. So I got no room to talk. Aiden Rodigario setting it up, working his way inside, slashes in, cuts through another defender, gets all the way to the goal, and Engel again on the stop.
The follow.
Oh, and that's through! Oh, as Chapmanville continued to apply pressure, and Engel boots the ball away in frustration. But I tell you what, he's doing all he can back there right now. And I believe that was Jonathan Farrell on that goal.
They've been after that left side here recently. The goalkeeper is very frustrated, but it's so hard when you got an attacker coming at you in the middle. You make that initial save, then off the rebound. We talked about following the shot, and Farrell did it right there. That's the last thing that the Wildcats needed just before half.
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to stop Rodigario on that first deflection, but like you said, it just went right back to Farrell, and it was just an easy punch in after that. So if you're Engel, I mean, you've done a phenomenal job in goal this half.
But it's just been constant pressure.
Yeah.
With great shots, great accuracy, and it's not like they're just dribbling in and taking it away. You know, great first save, but the follow-up at just continuing the attack, and we've talked about it all night from the get-go, just keep attacking.
Yeah, because Logan's made it difficult on Chapmanville trying to get in and score these goals, but Chapmanville's athleticism has just started to take over here in this half, and down to 13 seconds. We'll see if there's any add-on time. Chapmanville try and hurry and see if they can maybe get another shot off here, another attack going. So they'll send it deep into the middle here with 2 seconds, with 1 second. As the clock runs out here in the first half, and that will do it for the first half as Logan jumped out to a 1-0 lead, but Chapmanville bounces back with 3 straight goals, and they lead at 3-1 here at intermission. Dwayne and I will step aside for a break, and we'll be back for the second half right after this as you're watching high school soccer action here on the D&D Sports Network.
Getting ready for sports means protecting those eyes. Up to 90% of sport-related eye injuries can be prevented with proper eye protection. White Eye Care knows this and is committed to providing the best protective sportswear for your child's eyes. As a proud sponsor of our community sports programs, we want to see our kids protected, from the little ones up to the big leagues. Our huge selection of eyewear makes finding that perfect pair easy. So win big this season. Call White Eye Care in Logan for an appointment today.
Smokey Armstrong here from United Motorsports of Belfry. Looking for your next adventure? We've got the motorcycles, side-by-sides, and ATVs needed to take your riding to the next level. Whether you're hitting the track, enjoying the trails, exploring the open road, or seeking comfort and style, we've got you covered with trusted brands like Honda, Polaris, and Kawasaki. At United Motorsports, we're not just about selling power sports, we're passionate about helping you find the perfect ride. Our team will work with you to customize your vehicle, offer expert advice, and provide top-notch service. No matter where your adventure takes you, ready to get started? Call us at 606-237-7311 or visit www.unitedmotorsportsbelfry.com or stop by today. Your next ride is waiting.
Welcome back to second half action, D&D Sports. Dwayne Williams, Chris Kidd, J.J. Pruitt. Logan with the early attack, trying to draw this lead a little bit closer.
As Chris Kidd decided to join you again. I'm sorry, I ran into a few of my old students and tennis players down there, and they wanted to talk for a second. I kind of lost track of where I was at on the time.
Oh, no worries, man. That's the joys of being a coach in the town and doing a home game here. I'm sure they're glad you're out here supporting all the guys.
I ran into one of my old high school friends over there, Jeremy Rohr. I said, "Is Preston yours?" He went, "Yeah." I said, "How old do we got to get, Jeremy?" He said, "We're too old, man." So now here comes Logan back the other way. They trail at 3-1. Again, Chapmanville able to score 3 goals after Logan put up the first goal of the game and really took control of the tempo of this contest. Now looking to continue to apply pressure. Working in Farrell, who had one of the goals in the first half, able to fend off a defender. Looks into the middle. Runyon tried to get it over, and now ball knocked away.
Chapmanville starting off with much as the same as the first half, constant pressure. Now a pass through for Logan.
Here they come up the left side. Opportunity here, shot on goal, and Welch knocks it away.
Nice save by Welch. Tried to go short side. Welch was ready for it.
Again, you just have such a split second to make a decision on which way you're going to go when you're attacking. And sometimes you end up psyching yourself out. That's why anytime I saw penalty kicks, people would be like, well, how do they miss? I was like, well, it's really just a guessing game. I said, the goalkeeper's guessing, the kicker's guessing. I said, I know they have statistics on which side they usually like, but you only got a couple of seconds to maybe make a decision on what you want to do. So
yes, you look at the size of that goal. I mean, it's a very lot of pressure on a goalkeeper, especially with the penalty kick. It's only so much you can cover, so it definitely comes down to a guessing game.
Now over far side, Logan able to save it as it goes out of bounds. Well, actually, it'll be a throw-in for Logan. Again, that's how they scored their first goal of the game. It was off of a throw-in to Jacob Led, who was able to score. Nice attack, but Farrell able to take it away. Now gets it back. Farrell looking, sends it into the middle of the field. Back to Farrell. Farrell looking, puts a shot on, and it gets through! Farrell with his second goal of the game, and Chapmanville leads it now 4-1.
Great passing in the middle in all the congestion. Georgia Dalton back and forth with Farrell. Way to finish that up. And you got to feel for that Logan defense because it's constant pressure by the Tigers.
It is, and like we talked about in the first half, Mikey Farrell's done a tremendous job in goal here in the first half and in this game so far. But like we said, he's just been under a constant barrage from Chapmanville ever since about the 30-minute mark of the first half. Now Logan will have to come up, and they'll set it back into play here. So we have 37-26 to go in the second half. Again, Chapmanville, we mentioned, trying to pick up their 10th win of the season, moved to 10-4-1. Logan at 2-6-1 coming in here tonight. Now if you're Logan and you're Coach Ranson, again, you just want to keep seeing the fight from your club at this point. That really says a lot about your players and your program at that point, is how much they continue to compete whenever things start to get out of hand.
Yeah, especially when it's right out the gate of the second half. It's more of the same, so you definitely want to see that effort. You don't want to see the bad body language. And, so far so good. They're still battling and fighting, and you hope that plays out the rest of the match.
Now we get a whistle as it'll go to Logan. Chapmanville will retreat back into their zone here. And that's the big thing if you're Chapmanville. They send it in deep. Welch able to come up with the stop. So they'll send it back the other way. I ran into Steven Stowers down there, who had been the previous goaltender for Chapmanville, and he said, "What'd you say about me?" I said, I praised you a little bit, and then he said, "Make sure you tell him I'm Marshall's goalkeeper. I'm just on IR right now."
Steven, not only is he a great athlete, just such a good personality and fun kid to be around.
Absolutely. He's one of the funniest people I've ever been around in my life, so it hurt to see him go off to college. He played tennis for me for 4 years too, and great tennis player. Got all the way to the state semis last year as a team, and he's an all-around really good guy. So even some of the players came up and talked to him and said, we've missed you this year and everything, but Welch has done a good job in his stead now ever since taking over for Stowers.
Especially being so young.
Yeah, when I looked at the roster sheet and saw he was just a freshman, I was like, you really do have to impress to be able to get that job as a freshman. That pass will go out of bounds and over to Logan. Again, 4-1 the score. With 35 minutes, 30 seconds showing on the clock. Also, if you are listening in the Chapmanville area, there is no school at Chapmanville Regional High School tomorrow. Again, as sure most know, pest problem in the school. So Chapmanville looking to try and get this win and take the day off tomorrow and celebrate.
Be a nice night for the seniors. Get a win. I'm sure they're going to go out for a bite to eat afterwards. Don't have to worry about school tomorrow. Be a perfect night for them.
You and I, we're going to bed.
And I also want to give a shout out for Chapmanville. We've got an attack here.
Well, here comes Logan up the left side, pushing into the zone. Good attack here, and Welch, good job coming out and deflects it away.
What a play by Welch. He comes up at the exact right time. Great attack by Logan, moving at full speed. And at that point, the goalie has to make a decision, and he made the right one.
Yeah, because you can't afford to be passive and just wait.
Topping with the shot. Another save.
And Topping did a good job getting that shot on goal that time. Again, he didn't have much else he could do at that point and put a nice shot in, but Welch right there.
Move up defense, up, Fred.
You see more and more physical play, maybe too much.
Now we get a stoppage here as it'll go back over to Logan. Nearly 6 minutes deep here into the second half.
Deep sin, hoping for maybe a deflection. Anything can happen right there. Logan's going to have to start taking some chances to even have a chance to bring this game back to a tie.
Now here comes Chapmanville working it up, trying to sidestep. Nice deflection there by Logan. Is into the middle. They'll give it to Farrell. Now over to Runyon. Runyon trying to chase it down. As big contact right about the 1 yard line.
No whistle.
Yeah, they let him play after that as now Conley keeps it inside. Conley, nice pass. Able to deflect it away, though, is Logan as they work it back up. Markham now controls it at the 30, and you see how far up Chapmanville is. Again, their defenders are even on the Logan side of the 50 right now.
Absolutely. And this is the time they need to kind of Logan needs to kick this ball on their own end, even just to punch it out to get an advantage, get some advantage numbers, because Markham and company is playing way up, as you said. They're not letting up with this 4-1 lead.
That one just booted out of bounds, and that'll give Logan a second to breathe here. As Markham hustles to go get it. And again, the way you see kind of Chapmanville play, it's almost like a no huddle offense in soccer. They're just trying to push, persist. They feel like their conditioning is one of their biggest weapons.
And the hustle still they're not resting with this 3-goal lead. They are playing just as hard as they were in the first half.
And again, mercy rule in soccer is 10-goal lead. So we're far from that at this juncture, but just one of those little rules, if you're unfamiliar with high school soccer, that does exist. And if it does get 10 goals, they just stop it where it's at. It's not a running clock. We already have that. So, yeah, the game just ends early. So now Rodriguez works it in. Nice deflection. Yeah, that time again, we saw Chapmanville score a couple of times in the first half off of some deflections. And now we're going to get an offsides here. Again, that'll give us a chance here as we go through our sponsors once again. Want to thank them here tonight. 304 Motorsports, Trend Services, Laser Dude, Chiefs Roadhouse, Domino Printing, Tug Valley Wellness Center, Markham Remora and Associates, Logan Bank and Trust, Ericoma Drugstore, Missy Birchfield, State Farm Agent, PT12, Genmar Services, United Motorsports, Bronze Beauty, White Eye Care, Hill Chiropractic, Stereo Video Unlimited, L&A Lawn Care, and today's sponsor, Rebound Physical Therapy. Again, getting our first taste of soccer here this fall.
And I'm sure all the fans and family members out there watching, they are very, very thankful for all the sponsors to be able to tune in to soccer coverage. You're always used to seeing football, basketball, and baseball. So it's good to hit a sport outside the big three, as they call it. So these players deserve the attention. the fans, the family members who can't make it deserve an opportunity to watch it. So really thankful that D&D was able to make this happen today.
I agree. It is. It's nice whenever we get a chance to kind of get outside of even our comfort zone a little bit and see some sports that we haven't had a chance to do before. And so whatever we did, we got the message, got the call. We was like, absolutely. It'd be wonderful to come down and do this tonight.
No hesitation.
Long throw in. Nice head by Craddock into the middle. But good job on the backside. Able to shield the defender was Conley. As Conley was able to shield the attack from Logan.
That was another accurate throw in and another good attempt there by Logan. So they are not just giving up on this. They had an opportunity there and just a bit wide.
And that's what we talked about with Coach Ranson and company. You want to see your team continue to fight and compete. And now Chapmanville on the attack again into the middle, trying to kick it back out towards center for Runyon. Runyon sets it up, puts a drive on it, and Engel with a nice diving stop.
Nice stop, because even if he grabbed that in there, even if there was a deflection, Dalton was right there to clean it up. So that was a very important stop to stop it cleanly.
So again, Welch and Engel have been great in goal here tonight. But Chapmanville's been able to sneak 4 by with this constant pressure. As Runyon into the middle, knocked out of the zone. Is a good job by Neal, able to keep it inside. Now they'll send it deep. Craddock in a foot race now, trying to win it towards the goal, and nice deflection. Able to get it away as Adams able to take it away again.
Wow, what a hustle play by Adams. Not only did he run the attacker down, he kept it in bounds, and now he's going to get it back down on Chapmanville's side. What an extremely great hustle play there.
Good job, Ryder.
And a good job there as you hear the cheers for Ryder Adams. Again, made the great defensive play, got it out of the zone, and now takes the threat away for the time being for Logan.
You know, you won't see that show up as a goal. You won't see that in any type of highlight reel or something like that. But a play like that is just as important as a goal, because that's potentially saved a goal. But just the amount of hustle, not just to kick out of bounds, to save it from the back line and to get it on your team's side.
4-1 Chapmanville. Nearly 11.5 minutes gone here in this second half as Kirk trying to clear it out in a foot fight right now. Able to finally get it away is Logan as they push it up field. Looking, and now we're going to get an offsides, it appears.
Might have been too much contact there. It might have been a hold on Chapmanville. A little bit of grabbing there, but nothing wrong with that. You got to stop the attack somehow. I'm okay with it.
Now Logan with an opportunity here.
He definitely has the leg to reach it, so the goalkeeper going to have to be on his toes here.
We've seen Craddock launch a few tonight. He sends a line drive in. That's going to be just left to the mark. And Chapmanville will get it on the throw in. Welch will bring it back. And again, this is where your goalkeeper with the lead, you take a little bit extra time. Try and bleed the clock a few extra seconds if you have the opportunity to.
Apologize for the scoreboard, guys. The correct time left is about 27 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Yeah, again, I think we have ours counting up, like traditional soccer.
Yeah, it's going up, but right now we're trying to reset it. For whatever reason, it won't reset, so it's showing an incorrect time. Just want to give everybody a quick shout-out about that.
Yes, we'll try and keep you abreast of it as we head down here. We're at 27 minutes, 17 seconds remaining right now in the second half. Good run here for Chapmanville. Push back into the middle, nicely knocked away. Once again, Engel and Runyon there to help make the stop for Logan.
You know, you have to respect the intensity on both sides there. That's a prime example of what footwork it takes. Those guys are both running full speed. One's trying to attack, one's trying to defend, to keep defending within the rules. And such a great athletic, ability by both players there.
Now a corner kick sails in, gets by everybody. It's chasing it down into the corner. Runyon tries to save it back out, but it's just going to get out of bounds. So Logan will take over here. 26 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the second half. Trailing at 4-1. Long throw in. That one deflected high into the air. Going to be fought for. Deflected away. Markham will control it for Chapmanville. So send it back over to Kirk. Kirk had it wrestled away from her and kicked out of bounds.
Chapmanville still with the attack, bringing some of their defense up to keep control of the ball. They don't want to let anything fall through. Logan seems like they're right now just trying to get it downfield, hope from a misplay by Chapmanville and to get a break.
It looks like the official is saying that Logan stepped over the line on the throw-in. Or no, actually it was Jonathan Farrell was too close to him. So we appreciate the help in the press box up here as well. But yeah, they said Farrell was too close in proximity, so another throw in for Logan.
Nice job there by Jackson Neal. Neal and Markham done a good job controlling the middle part of the field.
Yeah, you got the size and athleticism of Jackson Neal and the speed and athleticism of Markham makes it a difficult tandem to try and work through. Now this one will be sent into the stands.
Oh, and right back. that was either fantastic, quick reflexes by an unknown a fan or just the bleachers kicking it back.
You know, Wolford just trying to get it out of there, seeing that they didn't have numbers in their favor. It's Farrell. Wow, what a move by him into the middle now. Farrell still on the attack.
Big
Sends
foot.
one in, and that one's saved by Engel.
What we know is we know he can launch almost any type of sporting ball there is. Football, soccer, doesn't matter.
Absolutely. And almost able to pick up his hat trick here tonight as he's got 2 goals already. Was looking for that third. It's Logan. Ooh, nice slide tackle.
Slide tackle.
And Logan player down on the far side. Now another tackle. And looks like everybody thankfully is going to be okay after that. Yeah, you just get your legs taken out from under you like that so unexpectedly. It's almost like getting blocked in football without seeing the block coming.
Yeah, absolutely, because you're moving at full speed and somebody takes your legs out. You know, you're not bracing yourself. You know, a lot of the times you get the breath knocked out of you from landing on your back. So good to see everybody's okay on that.
Looks like it'll be Logan ball perhaps. Or actually it'll be Chapmanville possession. It looks like something fell off at about the 38-yard line. I'm not sure what is. Okay, that's actually the ball. I told you it's getting late for me, Dwayne.
I was going to say, I was going to question if your eye's good enough to see something on the ball.
It looked clear to me at first, and I was like, "What kind of sphere is that out there?" That is about ready to kick. Oh, it's the soccer ball. They send it in deep. As we said, folks, this is not the sport we normally cover.
But we're always on the lookout for foreign objects on the field,
Exactly.
so we're trying to keep the kids safe.
Just looking out for safety. That's all it was. Can't have these babies running over stuff like that.
There could be a foreign object out there.
Now that one goes out of bounds. It'll go back over to Logan as Craddock will be the one to send it back into play. He'll launch one up towards midfield. Logan trying to find an opportunity here. Again, they haven't had very many ever since the first couple of minutes of this game. As Chapmanville's controlled the pace, controlled the tempo, and controlled possession most of the time as Farrell. Good move by him. Craddock able to take it away as Kirk came up to try and stop it. Now up ahead, here comes Logan. Wolford
Pushes it ahead.
did a good job getting that ahead for a run out. Now deflected back as Logan trying to sneak this ball away from the defenders of Chapmanville. As Wolford had a great possession that time as it'll go out of bounds. And looks like it'll be Chapmanville possession.
When you're getting late into the game like this, you know, it shows you what phenomenal shape these teams are in because some of these players have not stopped the entire time. They're covering almost 80% of this field back and forth.
There's a shot on goal that's going to fade to the right as Welch gave chase momentarily. Nobody around to help, so he's going to have to go get that one himself.
Probably looking for one of the line. The kids who are going up and down the field who's such a great help. They might have turned it off there at halftime. So don't see anybody out there helping like we saw in the first half.
Yeah, Caden took a couple looks around and said, all right, I guess this is me. So now he'll send it back into play as we fall under 23 minutes to play in the second half. This one into the middle. Nice deflection. That's Neal. We'll work it up ahead. Now a chance here for Chapmanville. They got even numbers. Pass along the far side will get wide as now Craddock giving chase. It's going to get out of bounds, and Logan will take over.
Both teams still continuing to play hard. We wondered about that, you know, because 4-1 score in soccer is quite a bit of a lead, so we wondered how both teams would react. We still see some intensity there. Logan's going to keep attacking.
And this is where you start to get a sense of the conditioning on both sides. Again, you're nearly halfway into the second half. You already played 40 minutes. You only got about a 10-minute break there at halftime. So this is where you do start to see that conditioning on both sides and who's got it and who doesn't. So they send it back into the middle. Fought for. Logan controls. Now headed back in. It's Kirk. Gives a chase up the left side. Nicely sent into the middle as it gets away, and now sent back over on the Chapmanville side of the 50. send it back ahead. Neal gives it to Runyon. They'll send it far side. Adric Rodriguez back into the middle for Runyon. Logan will deflect it away. But again, even right here, if you're Chapmanville, you're still looking to score, but it's not as bad as still keeping possession as into the middle. Good look here. Nicely stopped by Farrell, but blocked right in front of the goal. Here comes another shot on goal and just wide.
Just the goalkeeper cannot relax for a single second when they're in attack mode.
And again, Engel has been having shots fired at him left and right here tonight. And even the defensive Logan has been fairly good tonight. It's just Chapmanville's just been in constant pressure mode.
Their ball handling, their passing, and their attack is very impressive. To see what they can do in a crowded environment. It's not like they're beating Logan's defense right, on the first step and getting behind them. It's actually contested. Chapmanville's skill level is just a bit above Logan's, it seems like, on their attack, but Logan defense is right there. So it's more of a skilled shot by Chapmanville and the constant pressure when something will eventually find its way home.
Now we're approaching the midway point of this second half as that one dribbled upfield, but right to Chapmanville. Here comes a chance for them. Runyon waiting. Now tries to pursue upfield. Had it deflected away. So Logan did a good job stopping the initial attack. Now Aiden Rodriguez tries to split a couple defenders, gets inside and had it knocked away. Craddock able to clear it out for Logan. The Wildcats bring it up now on the right side. Markham fighting for it. And looks like it's going to go off of Logan as Markham slipped on the asphalt along the near side. Thankfully, he's all right.
Great hustle there by Markham coming up and causing that out of bounds to get the ball back to Chapmanville. He didn't step back. He attacked and ended up being off Logan. Chapmanville retained possession.
Kirk tried to send it in, had it deflected. Now Logan unable to get it out. Runyon with a shot, and Engel. Great save again by him.
Obviously, at this point, Engel knows a shot could be coming from any direction, any length, at any time, and he was ready for that. Nice save.
Now Logan once again trying to clear here as Craddock gets a field. Nice stop by Runyon.
Nice slide block there by Runyon. He has been absolutely everywhere.
Chapmanville continuing to apply the pressure. Runyon gets it back, sends it in, has it blocked, gets it back. Runyon waits, now splits it inside and able to get it through a couple defenders, but nobody home as it'll go out of bounds.
Really nice look-ahead pass there. Split the defenders, just didn't work out on the other end.
Now Logan with possession back. As we approach the 19-minute mark of the second half. Again, Logan scored the first goal of the game, but Chapmanville has scored the last four unanswered. Take a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, we wondered how Chapmanville would respond to that, being the favorite coming in with the better record and playing at home on senior night. They got down by one. I think it just amplified their intensity, and once they evened it up, they haven't looked back.
And when the underdog smacks you in the face right away,
topping with the run out, Markham stays up with him.
Yeah, Dwayne, whenever the underdog gets on top of you that quick, it kind of slaps you in the face a little bit and like putting cold water on you. And
yes.
You realize, hey, we've got a game we got to play now. And Logan's done a good job tonight. Just Chapmanville has started to take over as this game has gone along.
Yeah, and with these two, any sport these two teams play, you throw the record out the window. It's a county rival, it's a school rival, always has been. So I'm sure both teams are excited for it. So you got to wonder how they reacted and kind of shocked to their system, like, hey, we're already down 1-0. Their intensity has not wavered since then. Deep send in by Craddock.
That'll get away and out of bounds. And you're starting to see a little bit of the fatigue setting in on both sides. Again, the physicality starting to slow down a little bit right now on both ends as well. And we saw one reaching for a calf near the end of the first half.
Yeah, we're looking at over an hour of playing time for these kids. So fatigue is definitely setting in. But as you can see here, Chapmanville still looking to move it down into the attacking zone.
They'll push up the left side. Preston Rohr trying to find an opening, has it taken away by Craddock, now taken back by Neal. Neal will give it back over to Rohr. Rohr on the move, trying to get upfield. Good blocking that time by Craddock and company. That one deflected away. I should say Amani Williams there on that defense for Logan. Now Markham will throw it in. as Kirk will check in for Emily Gilman. So we're down to 17 minutes to play in the second half. Runyon heads it over near side for Rohr. Rohr tried to send it over a Logan defender. Ball loose. Now knocked over as Williams will chase it down and sends it up ahead.
Nice calm pass there to get it out of the zone. A lot of times kids will just kick that without looking, but he gathered, made a nice pass up the sideline, trying to get it out of their own zone.
Now Logan's going to make some wholesale changes on the far side. They're going to clear their bench here with about 16 and a half minutes to play.
I'll say a great job by J.J. Pruitt on the camera tonight. You know, this is not as static and staying still for football. This is a lot more back and forth camera action. It's not an easy job, so great job as always by J.J.
There's nothing J.J. can't do.
Hey, I second that. I'm convinced of that as well.
I did. I was like, next time I need a power washing, I said, J.J. probably, or you just look at it, it'll disappear. Now Farrell will send it in. Here comes Runyon. Runyon gets behind the defender and brought down from behind. And now let's see what they call this. If this is in the attack zone, this could be a penalty kick.
Could be a penalty. Just reach out and grab. Looked like he reached out and grabbed his shoulder and pulled it down. It looks like we are getting a penalty kick.
Yeah, because he's right inside the yellow area in the attack zone. So they are going to call it a penalty kick here, and if Engel hasn't faced enough pressure here tonight in goal, he now gets a chance to face this as well.
I'm not sure. Did he get a card on that, Chris? I didn't see the signal from the ref.
I didn't either, so I don't know if Logan had a player sent off or not in that spot. It may have just been a yellow card, as Runyon now has a chance to push it to a 4-goal lead and does. Top shelf goes Runyon. And he's been so close all night, Dwayne, and he finally breaks it through.
Yeah, the man who's been involved on the offensive attack all night. Good to see him get one. Perfect placement, top left shelf there. The goalie made the right choice. He dove that direction, but perfectly placed ball, top left corner. Nice goal by Runyon.
Yeah, again, there's nothing Engel could really do about that.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I'm like you. He guessed right, anticipated the right way, just Runyon put in a spot where he wasn't going to get it. So now it is a decisive 5-1 lead for Chapmanville with just under 16 minutes to play here in the second half. As they have scored the last 5 goals to take a commanding lead now. As Wolford will send it into play. As long pass ahead here by Craddock will get out of bounds as Welch tries to chase it down. Again, it is slick with those cleats trying to get onto that asphalt.
Absolutely. It makes you nervous when you see him running. Like, slow down. We can wait for you. Don't hit that going full speed. And Welch is getting his workout this half of wayward passes and shots here with no kids on the sideline to help.
Yeah, because we saw Markham slip and fall there on the asphalt a little bit ago. So I'm like you just better just to walk it, make sure you get it instead of getting hurt. Shot in this time, nicely stopped by Welch.
Welch clearing it out more this time. Turned it over on the last time. He wanted to make sure he booted a bit further here.
Yeah, again, if you're Chapmanville, that's all you're looking to do right now. Just keep the ball clear.
Just keep it clear. Burn some clock. You might want to get some other people some opportunities maybe for senior night. You never know if that's part of it. Nice touch through.
Farrell.
Back.
Now Runyon kind of pooched it over to the right side. I'm not sure if he was looking to pass there or shoot there.
I think he was almost like he was in between. He thought he was going to have somebody to pass to in the last second. He didn't.
And now Chapmanville will send in several new players here as Caitlin Conley re-enters the game. Braden Hager, freshman, into the game for the first time. Again, both sides have substituted pretty well tonight.
It's always good to see everybody get an opportunity to play under the lights in a rivalry game, and you see the starters come off. They're giving people 5. It's a great senior night here for the Tigers, but it's always good to see those people who are so important each and every day in practice to help you get better, to get them out there. So nice job by the coaches.
And those are whenever you have good teammates. Not only that they're cheering for you, but they actually understand that everyone on the team is helping each other get better.
Yes.
I mean, that was one of the things growing up, you'd hear it talked about. Sometimes you had players that didn't go that way. They only kind of cared about their own star power. But when everybody understood that everybody was helping everybody get better, that's when you knew you had a good team. So now into the corner, Farrell
Yeah, that's the telltale sign because you don't see any kind of frustration of being pulled out of the game. You see them, clapping up the guy taking their spot, talking to him on the bench. So it's always good sign for team chemistry.
Now it'll be Logan. Send it back into play. Under 13 and a half minutes to play in the second half. This one dribbled up. Kirk just says, nope, try again. She sends it back in.
The goalkeeper cannot even get a break. I mean, Kirk even makes a shot that's kind of close there that they have to make a break on. So, the goalie, sometimes people think that they don't have to be in as good a shape because they're not doing the running. It's a different type of physical activity they do, and that goalie's definitely been busy tonight.
I was going to say, Mike Engel, he should sleep well tonight.
Absolutely.
After the amount of pressure he's been under this evening. It'll be a corner kick for Chapmanville. So we go under 13 minutes to play. This one will be sent into the middle, looking for a header and just missing, but Kirk gets a head on it and almost able to sneak it in.
Once again, goalie cannot relax. Almost two headers there. Nice heads-up play by Kirk. Almost got a header goal.
Now, you know what, Mikey? I'm out for you, buddy. If they owe you a good dinner tonight, somebody does.
That's for sure. And
Farrell looking for a hat trick, went right into the gut of Engel. Great save again.
Nice save by Engel.
Yeah, that was another opportunity for Farrell as Chapmanville just continues to put the pressure on here.
Just relentless pressure. And I can relate, to the plight of the goalie. Being a father of a goalie, my daughter is only in 7th grade, but she's a goalie, so she feels like every single goal is only on her, no matter how many goals. So it's a very position that requires a lot of mental fortitude, mental strength. So, and it looks like Engel definitely has that the way he steps up time and time again, because that could very easily been a goal. Another attack by Chapmanville.
Yeah, Lincoln Garten into the game. He did a good job deflecting that away. Now here's chance. Rodigario off the goal post. And almost a 6th goal for Chapmanville.
Wow. Just relentless pressure, never letting up. They're not even worried about the score being 5-1. They're still pouring it on.
Now Emily Gilman, one of the seniors, checks back in. Coming off will be Aiden Rodigario. What a game he's had tonight. And he has been superb from start to finish. Was able to get the first goal for Chapmanville. It tied things up and just had relentless pressure tonight on the defense. This ball being fought for on the far side.
We've mentioned senior night a few times already. If you weren't here earlier on the broadcast to see the senior night festivities, it was such a classy move by the Chapmanville administration and coaches and team. They actually recognized the Logan seniors as well.
I agree. I thought that was a really nice touch by them. After Chapmanville seniors got recognized, they recognized the 4 Logan seniors as well. And that's one of the things that, I even talked about coaching tennis. Myself and Logan's coaches all got along, and it seems like you have that in a lot of these sports. So, hopefully we can keep these games going between both sides, and hopefully everyone can understand this is just competition. It's not the end of the world.
Absolutely. You can have a great rivalry. You can have a fierce rivalry. At the end of the day, treat your opponents with the same respect that you require, and you can't go wrong going about things that way.
I agree. So I told people, we're all from the same county. We're all from the same community. I said, we all hopefully want the best for our kids and for each other in these areas. I said, just sometimes sports doesn't always bring out the best in everybody,
and most of the time it's the athletes who are friends.
Often, yeah, 100%.
It's a lot of times it's the bystanders who have nothing in the game that kind of cause some friction. So it's good to see these teams support each other when they're not playing each other. Of course, when you're playing against them, they got the ugly jersey on.
Yeah.
When you're not playing against them, go support them. And we see that quite often in our county, and it's good to see.
I remember growing up, and it's 1991. This back when they kept scoring t-ball, and you had, competition into the year tournament. Well, the other team we were in the championship against, they changed the rules going into the last game where you didn't have to play your substitutes. We didn't get that wording, and so we lost 13-11. Well, then our parents basically pinned those coaches in the press box after the game and would not let them leave. All the while, us and the other team, we went over to the tennis courts and we're playing wall. We got our post-game pizza. We got our pop. We were good. We were fine.
Everybody stressed out and fighting, you guys just chilling and having a good time.
It was. I said they had pitchforks and fires ready to take it to them.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Looks like we might have a penalty kick here.
Yeah, so Logan with an opportunity here. Looks like they're going to have Let go on to try and cut this back to a 3-goal game. after the penalty inside the attack zone. Again, 9:08 showing on the clock. Again, this would stop a 5-goal barrage that Chapmanville's put on since Logan had their first score of the game. Slett now waits for the official, gives him the whistle, and that one misses off the top of the goalpost. It's still live right now.
Wow, that was so – I don't know how that shot did not go in. It hit the underside of the crossbar, and a lot of times those will kick down and bounce in, but a very, very unlucky break there for the Wildcats.
Yeah. Now Runyon on the attack in the middle, sends it in. Kirk almost with an opportunity, gets by, and now Engel comes up to make the stop.
Yeah, not to step on your point back there, Chris, though, with I just didn't want you to miss that penalty kick. But, yeah, the kids will all be happy having their pizza and stuff while the parents are stressing out or bystanders are stressing out. But let's just look at these athletes sometime how they should act.
Exactly. It's the same way that I told you all in middle school and high school. I said, look, nobody's going to the U.S. Open or Wimbledon unless they buy a ticket. So let's just enjoy this.
Right.
So now here's Runyon up the middle. Sends it up left side. Giving good chase here is Farrell as he saves it in the corner. Going to have to work it back out, but a good job knocking it away by Amani Williams.
Farrell showing that he still has some juice left, only 8 minutes left in the contest. Still has enough speed to get down there, and he's been on the field pretty much the whole night.
Looks like Chapmanville going to try and get most of their seniors onto the field here for the last few minutes as Georgia Dalton set to check back in at the next whistle. And again, the seniors here tonight for Chapmanville: Jonathan Farrell, Jacob Runyon, Emily Gilman, Isabella Kirk, Georgia Dalton, and Caitlin Conley. And you know what? We've said all 6 of their names tonight in very positive ways. They've all made a huge impact on this eventual win for Chapmanville.
Yeah, absolutely. This group will definitely be missed by the Tigers next year, so it's nice they're going to send them out on senior night with a win here.
Single tries to clear it again. This one deflected away as Chapmanville continues to keep the pressure on.
With all the substituting, you don't see much of a drop-off either in their attack and their approach. And, from the midfield for the defenders to their strikers, everybody is in line. They're where they're supposed to be. So that's a sign of a well-coached team.
I agree, and now here comes Dalton back in. But, yeah, you definitely want to give the praise here. Valerie Thompson, Haley Tuning, coaches for Chapmanville. Again, just stepping in this year, I believe, for the first year. And they've definitely taken over a good squad.
And I even overheard a few. Oh, Georgia Dalton with a header.
And she almost able to sneak that by as Engel clears it out.
I heard a few of the players actually mention them on their information for the senior night when the announcer was speaking it out. A couple of them actually thanked those coaches by name for stepping up for them this year, so that has to mean a lot.
Farrell sends it over far side as Dalton got a leg on it but couldn't get it by the Logan defenders. You see Chapmanville trying to set up some of their seniors here, perhaps for a scoring opportunity.
And that's great to see by Farrell and company trying to set up the other players to get a goal.
Now inside, Dalton wrestling for it, almost took it away. As that one cleared out as we're approaching 6 minutes to play here in the second half.
Georgia Dalton doesn't have that intimidating size like her cousin Sawyer Dalton, but she's right there in the middle battling out with them. So the Daltons, I guess they bring them up tough. I know Mark and Brian definitely abides by that, so you can tell on the field.
Oh, it is. Georgia's tough as nails, and so you know that she's going to go out there and wrestle with anybody she gets a chance to. Now into the middle, trying to get by, and looks like they're going to call that clean into the middle and nicely stopped by Engel.
Engel always on point. That would have been easy to kind of get lost in the mix-up there with the stalled ball, but right there on point again for yet another save.
So Braden Hager, good chance there for him. He was able to get that shot on goal. So now Logan trying to get another attack going here as Craddock will send it in. As Logan's still giving chase here, but now it'll be sent back out over near side. Chapmanville will push it back into their zone with about 5 minutes to play now as Wolford will send it over far side and out of bounds.
We talked about the skill level, Chris, and going back to the youth program here at Coalfield. Not only, a lot of people think that's just a Chapmanville, but there's plenty of people from Logan, from Mingo. There's teams from Mingo County. There's teams from Man. It's been around for quite a few years, and Mark Collier's over the league now, and he was telling me this year that it's the most players they've had. And years ago, Jay Trump, ran the league very well,
yes.
And it's grown year after year after year. And this year, I think they had the most entries they've had for this season. So it's continuing to grow. grow, and you can tell because the interest level's there. You got multiple middle school teams in the area, and our high school programs are all growing.
That ball sent out of bounds under 4.5 minutes to go here in the second half. Yeah, at first as a tennis coach, I was like, I don't know if I want another sport to compete with and stuff. But then I started realizing, I was like, you know what, this could help a lot of them get into shape too. So, I had a lot of my tennis players in high school that elected to start soccer. And, it did. It helped so much with their conditioning. And a lot of these players are two-sport athletes.
Absolutely.
Inside, Engel able to kid it away as Emily Gilman was giving a rush there along with Dalton.
The attack is still, the players might have changed, might be some substitution, but the attacking is still there.
Yes. Like you said, I'm like you don't see a mountain of a drop-off from either side since they brought in a lot of substitutes. But you see both sides play a good amount of their players as well. And that's always a great sign whenever you know that you've got a bench you can go to and you feel like you don't have a big drop-off in those situations.
Right. That's one less thing you have to worry about.
Near side, ball headed out as Chapmanville trying to gain control here with 3:17 and counting in the second half. This one will be cleared over towards the Logan sidelines and out of bounds.
Nice hustle by Logan there. They're still playing. You got to give them tons of credit here. They know the game's been wrapped up for quite some time, but they're still playing hard.
I agree, and like we said, it's just part of growing. I said, and they've got a young roster too, so they've played a strong game here tonight. Chapmanville's just taking advantage of their opportunities a lot more. Into the middle.
Yeah, a skilled defensive team would have given up about 10 goals tonight.
I agree with you as Runyon tries to send it far side. Engel shovels it out and almost taken by Dalton or Gilman that time as Engel able to get it out just in time.
Engel just didn't want to give up one more there because I thought at least one of the Chapmanville Tigers would have had that one, and he came out of nowhere.
Down to 2:24 to go. That ball will go out of bounds.
A very quick return back to the other end of the field. This late in the game to get the ball back down here that fast, these kids are still playing.
Yes, they're going to chase that one down as we'll get down to about 2 minutes to go now as Chapmanville going to pick up that 10th win of the season. 10-4-1, strong record for the Tigers.
Improving to 8-1 at home this year.
It is. That's one of the big keys right there. You see how well you're playing at home, and you're starting to get an audience more and more. Like we said, we came in here tonight, good crowd on both sides. So word definitely starting to trickle out more and more about how good these teams are getting as Welch with a good stop.
And I hope it continues. I don't know how many more games. I didn't look ahead of the schedule, but it would be awesome if both these teams get supported by their home fans. Go Georgia.
Dalton looking and couldn't quite get there with it as Logan closed on the defensive side.
She's had some opportunities tonight. She's right in the middle of things, but great hustle there by the Wildcat defense to make it not such an easy shot attempt there.
Yeah, she had one that unfortunately for her went off the post back in the first half. But yeah, she's given herself a lot of good looks here tonight, and that's always a sign of a great player. I said maybe you don't score 2-3 goals or something, but you're giving yourself chances, you're getting opportunities, and sooner or later those are going to start falling for you.
That's all you can ask for.
That'll go out of bounds as Williams will trigger it in. We're under 1 minute to play now here in the second half. Now they'll send it up ahead as Logan trying to mount one more attack here as it gets by Markham out of bounds. Well, it's time now for our Tug Valley Wellness Center Player of the Game, Dwayne. And, got a lot of candidates on this. Farrell had 2 goals tonight. You had the Rodriguerios that helped apply pressure all evening long. The defense by Logan and Chapmanville is now Craddock with a chance, sends it in and just too high over the goal. So another chance for Logan, that one just missing. As final seconds come off, but to our player of the game, Dwayne, who are you thinking tonight?
Well, you have a lot of options here. You could go Runyon, you could go your choice of Rodriguerio, you could go Farrell, but I just think the way he pressured, the way he passed, I think we got to go to look at Aiden Rodriguerio.
I agree. Again, Aiden Rodriguerio again set up so many scoring chances tonight, able to score the first goal of the game for Chapmanville. Just tremendous ball control by him all night long, and Chapmanville wins at 5-1 here tonight, scoring the final 5 goals of the game to move to 10-4-1. on the season. So again, Aiden Rodriguez, our Tug Valley Wellness Center player of the game. We want to thank our other sponsors here tonight: 304 Motorsports, Trend Services, Laser Dude, Chiefs Roadhouse, Domino Printing, Tug Valley Wellness Center, Markham, Remora and Associates, Logan Bank and Trust, Aracoma Drugstore, Missy Birchfield State Farm Agent, PT12, Genmar Services, United Motorsports, Bronze Beauty, White Eye Care, Hill Chiropractic, Stereo Video Unlimited, L&A Lawn Care, and Rebound Physical Therapy. Well, Dwayne, it was a first good go-around for us in soccer here. Hopefully we get a chance to do it again. This was fun tonight.
Hey, I hope we get a chance to. Great soccer action between two rivals. Great win by the Tigers on senior night. I would love to do it again, Chris, so hopefully we get the opportunity.
Well, again, congratulations to both clubs here tonight. Chapmanville winning it 5-1. To move to 10-4-1 on the season. Again, we want to thank all our sponsors. We want to thank J.J. Pruitt, our immaculate engineer, the best in the game over here with us. Thank Dwayne Williams next to me for making me look decent tonight. I'm Chris Kidd saying so long here from Tiger Stadium as you've been watching Chapmanville and Logan soccer action here on the